Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your end of April 2022 general tarot update. It's Rena here. I think I'll do this kind of moving of the cards like that. Ugh. Being a Sagittarian, I was kind of like looking forward to doing this. There's one of those reverse cards that I'm always getting lately. Okay. I'm going to pick an additional card. Okay. And it's funny because I got the Hangman in reverse for another sign. I don't know if it was Aries, but I got it in, but I didn't pick an additional card for them. I don't know if it was because other things seem like it supported that. I just felt for, maybe because it's my card, I feel like I want to get a different one. The heart of the matter is the Chariot, and this is the feeling of having a victory. And I think one of my books says, triumphing over evil circumstances, or is that the Ace of Swords? I don't know, or both of them. Maybe it's both of them. But I feel like it definitely, as somebody pointed out, the horses of duality, black and white, and centered in the middle is the driver of the Chariot, because he knows that he has to maintain that equanimity. He can't be pulling at one rein versus the other. He has two horses to balance. So it's really doing that balancing act and concentrating and making one of your dreams come true, or goals coming true, because you didn't allow outer influences to distract you. And sure enough, I mean, this is kind of the acknowledgement of this in the Minor Arcana. 6 of Wands, strutting your stuff and acknowledging your victory. And the two main things that I get from this card are having a victory. Well, a few of them. Having a victory, being acknowledged by others as having been victorious, and them singing your praises and your talents, and you allowing yourself to bask in that and not feel like you're somehow like self-centered, or whatever you want to call it, like you're full of yourself, or that you're bragging, but that you really are proud of what you've accomplished, because maybe it was not that easy to do, and you kind of shake your head and think, how did I do that? I had, an example would be someone who has small children and they go to school at night. And even if they have a partner to take care of the children, they're still exhausted. I mean, they take care of the children all day and all that, and they still manage to get a degree. They still manage to do whatever, start a business, do something that seems like it would be almost impossible, and they manage to do it. The higher message, and I'm going to hold it upright just to show you what it looks like, is the Two of Swords. And this is a card of, being at a crossroads and having a hard time deciding what to do. So as a reverse card and as a higher message card, I'm reading it as that either you decide not to make a choice about something. In other words, if you were deciding between two different career paths, that you say, you know what, I'm going to stick with with what I have, and that might be a third option. But it's like something that you're going to go in a totally different direction, and you decide not to, and so then it ceases to be a problem for you anymore. But the point is that it's showing you that you don't always have to make that decision. Sometimes people have that sense of urgency, and it really isn't necessary in that moment. They can do it some other time. What crosses you is the Five of Swords, and this can be that there might be people in your life who are talking about you. And this can be especially difficult if you've had some kind of success in the workplace. I always think of this card as dealing with jealous, envious co-workers or something like that. And it can be difficult when you have this wonderful success, and maybe your employer is really impressed with your work and everything like that, and yet you have to deal with the people around you being very insecure and trying to tear you down, perhaps behind your back, but you can still feel those vibes. It's like, gosh, can't I, have everything align? If I have something good happens, does that mean that something else can't also be good? And it can feel very frustrating. But it doesn't have to be like that forever. What's coming in is the Lover's card. This can be, again, this is the choice. So maybe a choice was something that the timing wasn't right. And coming in the next few weeks, now you are going to have a solar eclipse in Taurus on April 30th, and that is going to be in the work sector. So that could give you more choices and that you can make. And perhaps that will be something that is more like what I'd say more appealing to you than what you had in the past. And you might have a very impressive resume, and you can show what you have accomplished, especially if you're dealing with toxic coworkers. The outcome, and I did pick an additional card, as you know, is the Hangman in reverse. And this can be about getting off of the cross. The hangman, and I even was tempted to read it in the wrong way, but it can be like that person who is waiting, for something to drop, but they don't realize they have to be the one to do that. Perhaps sometimes in the upright position, it can be a sacrifice, but it's something that you're choosing to do because of for your own reasons. But in the reversed position, you can realize, I don't have to sacrifice. Maybe you realize that you have rights. And if somebody is not appreciating that you are being slandered, that you are not being treated properly, they don't want to rock the boat, that you say, well, I'm not going to be somebody's whipping boy. I'm not going to allow other people, because of their own frustration with their life, to try to rain on my parade. So I picked an additional card for clarification, and I got the Knight of Pentacles. This is a card this is the Taurus energy. So maybe it is that timing of the eclipse and saying, don't worry about it. Going into May, you're going to have so many more opportunities that you're not even going to have to worry about that. But I think also that this can mean that you have a goal in mind, and you're being very pragmatic about it. And you're saying, you know what? I'm not going to be here forever. I'm going to stay here 6 more months. I'm going to go to work every day. I'm going to do a good job. and I'm going to save my money. I'm not going to go to a restaurant for 6 months. I'm going to just save every penny that I can, because then I'm going to, start my own business, or I'm going to, whatever it is that you're going to do, but you're going to get into a situation where you don't have to deal with people who are haters, that can't accept the fact that somebody else had something good happen to them. And even if there are a lot of people say, oh, you're not, going to work to socialize, you're just going to work. That's, in theory, that can be, certainly true. But in practice, as we know, it can be very hard to deal with that kind of toxic environment. So I don't blame anyone who has a very hard time, wanting to be in that situation. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, if you would like a natal chart analysis, I have a special for a double reading called the Deep Dive. You can check out that. I have another type of double reading that is discounted for, because you're buying 2 readings, and, single readings as well. My website is RenaMoonAstrology.com. The link is below. Take care. Bye.